Welcome back to another Jay's Luck video, and today we are moving on to my next Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure series, and here we have Classic Loki from the Build-A-Figure Khonshu away from the Disney Plus shows. He's in that cardboard box because this was released, I think, either the middle or towards the end of the year when they had the plastic-free packaging and everything. And so yeah, I've already reviewed Zombie Iron Man and Zombie Scarlet Witch, so those are on the channel. I reviewed this back in October 2023, I believe. So yeah, we're just going to continue on with all the other characters in this wave. So without further ado, let's take a look at the package. Taking a look at the package, you got to look at Classic Loki on the front of the box art right there. You got the Loki series down there. And then turning to the side here, we got to look at Classic Loki once again. Turning to the back, you get to look at all those accessories. I mean, that's a lot, so can't wait to dive into that in just one moment. And then turning to this side, you got a list of all the characters in this wave for the Build-A-Figure Khonshu. And we are back at the front of the box. So without further ado, let's take a look at those accessories. Okay, so up first for accessories, we have this extra head sculpt. He gets an extra head sculpt. That's pretty cool. And this is, of course, in that Classic Loki kind of design from that series with the gold horns here, the gold helmet. You gotta look at this. This is a neutral face. So the one that he's currently on his head is, I think, more like a laughing kind of face, where this is just like that neutral face. You all know I like getting in these figure packs whenever there's extra head sculpts. So yeah, I think Hasbro did a pretty good job getting a head likeness for this actor. And that's not all he comes with. He also comes with some extra accessories. So we get these two kind of like green power effects pieces. Here's the other ones. These will just kind of go on the hand, just kind of slide them over and everything. They're just this kind of soft plastic rubber. So you have that. And then he also comes with two extra hands, or I guess one extra hand accessory, two, the same type, essentially. This is for the left hand, and it's basically the hand with some of that green magic effect already in it, which I really like how that turned out. It's just some of that kind of like green plastic that you can see through, translucent, for this hand, and then for the other hand, it's essentially the same thing. So, yeah, you got the green right there for the magic, and then the hand on the back here, and then the port, it will go into the hole in the arm. So you have that. Anyway, that's a look at all the accessories. Let's now take a look at Classic Loki. And here we have a look at the head sculpt. I am aware the horns are a bit out of shot, but I zoomed in to get a look at the face sculpt here. So this one has more of a smiling face, and I kind of picture this as when he's doing his glorious purpose scene, when he's trying to get, was it Goliath to come over to him, so Loki and Sylvie can enchant it. But yeah, of course you got the gold helmet once more. If I actually do bend them down, you can see the horns here. They're kind of this soft plastic, so you may want to be careful. Those can warp over time or maybe snap off eventually. So you have that. So again, I am happy that we got an extra head, because we all don't know, I like to have one neutral head, and then after that, I really don't mind having extra heads with maybe different expressions and everything. But I actually may have this head on him at all time, and just have the magic hands that have the green on them, and try to do that glorious purpose scene and everything on my display. Anyway, taking a look at the rest of the body here, it's a very simple design, and it's very comic book-esque, or like. I think I used that right. So taking a look at the torso. On top here, you got the yellow that kind of connects back to the cape here. And this cape is a soft plastic, kind of, but mostly hard. And it's kind of already folded in. So this could have been an example where it could have been soft goods, although it kind of like how it looks. But again, just something about the hard plastic just kind of takes me out of the environment. Not quite sure if that made sense, but yeah, it's that hard plastic, and I think soft goods would have been honestly a bit better. If not some of that softer plastic they use for capes anyway. With that down, take a look at the rest of the torso. Like I said, it's kind of yellow on the front here. And underneath, it's green. And then kind of like for the undershirt, I guess. And it kind of has green for the arms here, with some yellow gloves that go up quite a bit right there. And same for this arm right here, where it has that yellow glove, and then the green that goes up there. And then this kind of goes all the way down to the crotch area. And then taking a look at the legs here, it's just more of that kind of like green color for the legs, and then you got these yellow boots and everything. So again, it definitely has that classic Loki comic book look, which makes sense. And out of all the different Lokis they would have made from that show, I think this is a good pick, and I think they did a good job with the accessories and just nailing down what he'd look like from the show and everything. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. Let's take a look at articulation. Taking a look at articulation, you can turn the head around 360 degrees like so. He does go side to side a little bit. He looks up that far, so pretty decent, I guess. He looks down that far. I don't know if I turned that way. He looks down that far, so again, pretty decent. He turns the arm around 360 degrees, maybe. Nope, he cannot because of the cape. I guess it's hindering that, so he only goes halfway right there. You're able to pull the arm out that far, bend the elbow in like so, twist at the hand. There is some wrist articulation in there like so, and it should be mirrored for this arm, so you can pull the arm up that far. Again, he can't really turn 360 degrees. He can bend the elbow in like so, twist at the hand, and there are some wrist articulation in that hand as well. And then for the waist here, does he turn at the waist? He does turn at the waist, and then he bends that far down for the ab crunch. It's actually pretty good there. And then he bends that far back with the cape not really hindering it. If I put my hand back there, but actually I guess the cape doesn't hinder it really too much, so that's good. You have that, and then taking a look at, actually no side-to-side motion there, none at all. And then taking a look at the leg articulation, he can kick up that far. He can bend the knee down like so. He can bend the foot down, bend it forward, go side to side, all that good stuff. Same for this leg right here. Kick it up that far, bend the knee down, there we go. And then for the foot, it does move that far down, move that far up. So pretty decent articulation, I think. He is hindered at some parts of it, but still pretty good. And you are able to get him to stand as well pretty easily, so that's good to know and everything. Anyway, that's a look at articulation. Let me get a pose and we'll take a look at my final thoughts. And there you go. That is my review of Classic Loki from the Disney Plus show Loki. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how he turned out. I like all the accessories. I like the magic hands I have on him currently. I wish they would do that more often for figures who have this sort of magic effect. I don't know if they've done this before with the kind of like hard plastic molded into the hand. I'm thinking more for Wanda. I think that'd be cool. I kind of like this more than the little like rubbery plastic effect they give you and everything. But that's just my thoughts. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What did you think of this video, and did you pick this one up when it came out, or did you pass on it? Let me know in the comments below. So with that, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Keep an eye out for other videos coming to the channel here soon. So with that, take care.